Hello, this is the Watchdog, and welcome back to Fun with Watches. If watches weren't fun, you'd only need one. Today we're going to review the Pladen PL1027. Looks like a Nautilus. Let's start out with the wrist check. I'm wearing my Islander ISL 60 Monster. And Grogo is wearing his Heimdallr Monster. It seems like me and Grogo are really meshing with our watch choices today. It's a real monster mesh. Here's the watch. It did not come in a box. It came in this plastic bag here. I have the extra links and the pins in. I paid $29 for this on AliExpress. That's with tax and shipping and everything. That was after the big AliExpress sale. Right now, if you look at AliExpress, you can probably get it for $26. Some places have it listed cheaper. Once again, the question is, why review a $29 watch? Well, I think it's important to review cheap watches, or I should say affordable watches, because you want to make sure you're not getting a piece of junk. There's such thing as buying something too cheap. If you spend thousands of dollars on a watch, you're pretty much guaranteed that it's not going to just break on you the first day you get it. There's a lot of discussion in the watch world about the validity of homage watches. Obviously, I'm okay with it. If you've looked at my channel before, I've reviewed lots of homage watches, and I own lots of homage watches. However, there are many who say that homage watches rip off established designs and you should save your money to buy the real thing. But no matter which camp you are in, can we agree that this watch gets a pass, because you will never ever be able to save up enough for a genuine Patek. The watch is 42 millimeters corner to corner. Since it's kind of square, I wasn't measuring the sides, I was measuring the widest part. It's 48 millimeters lug to lug, only 10.3 millimeters thick, and weighs 135 grams. And of course, there is no lug width because this is an integrated bracelet. It has a waffle dial. A real Nautilus has horizontal stripes and not this waffle pattern. There are Pateks with a waffle pattern, such as the Aquanaut, but those are much bigger waffles, kind of like a Belgian waffle. But this dial looks more like a Royal Oak. It also says Geneva on it, with a small G. Obviously, this watch was not made in Geneva. In fact, most Swiss watches spell Geneva the French way with the E at the end. I'm pretty sure it's a stainless steel case. Even though it says stainless steel back, which is usually a pretty good tell that the case is not stainless steel, you look at the brush marks, and I can't imagine what else it could be. It's obviously not chrome plated. The press-on case back only gives it 30 meters of water resistance. And it has an unsigned crown. It's a pretty small crown anyway. I don't know what good a signature would do. And just has a simple basic quartz movement. And it hacks. And the crown action is pretty good. It's kind of loose, but at least when you press in the crown, the minute hand doesn't jump on you. I've had a lot of issues with that with some cheap quartz watches. The second hand is slightly misaligned if you have that second hand alignment OCD, but it's close enough where you can do the old watch tilt and make it look like it's aligned. A real Nautilus is an automatic, but I didn't want to get an automatic because I think an integrated bracelet watch works best when they're nice and thin. And it would be hard to get a 10 millimeter watch that was an automatic that's still affordable. It says that the crystal is Hardlex, and I'm still convinced that they're just using Hardlex as a generic term for hardened glass. I don't think it is Seiko branded Hardlex. It has an H-link bracelet, but the links are actually single links, except for the end links. That's an actual true independent center link there, but all these other center links are attached to the H-link. But the center links are polished, And I don't see any folds on the bracelet or any seams. I think it's solid. It's got some heft to it. If you look at the... Normally you would see little folds there and little creases, and I don't see any. The bracelet didn't have any arrows for sizing, so you have to actually look for the heads of the pins so you know which way to push them out. Always push in the opposite direction of the heads. I had to remove 3 links to size this to my 7.5-inch wrist. The butterfly clasp is just your basic butterfly clasp, and there's no logo. It's nice that there's no logo sometimes because the logo makes it so you have to close it in one direction, but without a logo you can close it from either direction. Here's the watch on my 7.5-inch wrist. There's the butterfly clasp. It looks nice, sits nice and flat on my wrist. Once again, it's only 10 millimeters thick, so it wears nice. 135 grams, it's not that heavy, but not so light where it feels cheap. Since this is an integrated bracelet, I can't show you it on other straps. Here we are in the Lume room. The Lume on this watch isn't too bad, but due to my camera, once again we have to give it a good shot with the UV light if you want to be able to see it. I promise I'm going to get a better camera soon. I just haven't got one yet. I'm looking at Amazon right now. Okay, charged it up. Let's kill the lights. And there's the Lume. As you can see, it's pretty good. Doesn't blow you away, but it's definitely not cheap. Not bad for a $29 watch. What do I like about this watch? Well, I must admit, I really like the build quality. I was not expecting a lot for $29, but it's got a solid feel to it. The steel's nice. And it's got some heft to it. It doesn't feel really light and cheap. The brushwork doesn't look too bad. Obviously, it doesn't look like a watch that costs tens of thousands of dollars like the real thing, but it's nice. And it's not, like I said, it's not chrome plated either. So what are my gripes and groans? Well, first of all, the waffle pattern. A real Nautilus doesn't have the waffle pattern. It has horizontal stripes. And I really wish it would have had arrows on the bracelet for sizing. I was kind of perplexed at what to do at first, and then I remembered to look for the pin heads. And the second hand is misaligned. I really wish they would just go through the effort of lining it up. But once again, though, you can kind of tilt the watch and make it look like it's lined up if you have that second-hand OCD. And yes, I admit I'm guilty of the second-hand OCD. Do I recommend this watch? Sure. If you want the Nautilus look, this is nice. And it's fun. And it's only $29. And I think it's a worthy watch for your collection. And you're never going to buy the real thing. So you might as well just get a nice affordable one that's not going to fall apart on you. Well, thank you for watching my review of the Pladen. Be sure to like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll be back soon with a review of that monster watch from Island Watch. Bye.